Have you ever heard of lobular breast cancer? Chances are you haven't, yet about 15% of all breast cancer that's diagnosed is lobular breast cancer. So today we are with Laurie Hutchinson, and we are in her home in Plymouth. And Laurie is the executive director of a national nonprofit called Lobular Breast Cancer Alliance. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So this is our second time with Laurie, and last time we talked about your organization, but also the importance of a date, October 15th.
Yes.
And that's coming up, so we'd love to hear a little bit more of the importance to your organization for that date.
Yes. Well, October 15th is during National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's actually International Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Right.
The 15th is significant to us because of the 15% of women with lobular breast cancer diagnoses. And it's really an understudied diagnosis with peculiar challenges. Lobular breast cancer grows in lines, spidery lines, rather than lumps, making it often missed on mammograms until it's larger and later. And we decided that we needed more visibility, more recognition. It needs more attention. People need to have heard of it, and it needs research. And so we seized the day, the 15th, for the 15% of women with lobular breast cancer in October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And we proclaimed it Global Lobular Breast Cancer Awareness Day, and got together with over 60 patients and expert scientists and clinicians around the world to write a declaration, which included facts about lobular breast cancer, why it's been neglected, and why it's so important for more research. This is the second year we're doing this, and we're at the same time trying to work with patient advocates around the country to ask their governors in their states to proclaim the day Lobular Breast Cancer Awareness Day in as many states as possible. And last year we were able to get 6 proclamations.
Oh, wow.
And this year we have over 30 requests in.
Oh,
and we already
great.
have 5, and it's not even the 15th. So that's why it's so critical.
Wow, that is amazing. Well, if we could get across the country a total national October 15th, would be great.
Yes, yes.
So you talk about not a lot of research. Can you elaborate a little bit more about the lack of research for that cancer?
Well, lobular breast cancer is lumped in with the more common ductal carcinoma. And that's primarily because mostly it has something called hormone receptor positive tumors. And there are some treatments developed already for ductal carcinoma, and that's kind of how much has been studied specifically for lobular. So they thought, okay, so far that's how it's treated, but that's not enough, because lobular breast cancer behaves differently. It grows differently. It also has a tendency to recur later, and people don't know why. There hasn't been enough research. It resists the standard of care treatment for breast cancers. People don't know why. It needs more research. Diagnosis is a poorer prognosis with lobular breast cancer now. And when it metastasizes, sometimes it goes to very peculiar places.
Oh, really?
And again, research, not enough, doesn't know why. And so because of the way it grows, it's harder to see with imaging. It's also harder to study, and there are fewer cell lines for basic scientific research. It's harder to study when you're testing a drug, because often one of the hallmarks is you give someone a drug and you see how do their tumor size change. Right. If you can't image a tumor shrinking, you can't study that. So there's been a lot of resistance just from the clinical trial end of things. And in fact, some clinical trials require that you have to have measurable disease to even be a clinical trial participant. So until last year, there had not been a clinical trial to study drugs for metastatic lobular breast cancer in this country. Also, when it's only 15% in any one hospital, that's a small cohort, and you need many more people to study. So you need multi-center clinical trials, which exponentially raise the cost.
Right.
There are a lot of reasons why it's harder to study. And then there's, been resistance like, well, it behaves so much like other hormone receptor positive tumors, why do we need to do this? And for a while, it was not really believed that it was distinctly different, but there are enough studies now that have shown it is distinctly different, and it needs its own treatment.
So at least that's one step forward, is to show that. But people who are watching here or future, what would you like them to know or to do?
Well, our hope is this is an awareness raising campaign. We want people to have heard of lobular. We're not trying to scare people about how it grows. I mean, sometimes it is detected with imaging. We want people to know, though, that there are resources and information out there, that the Lobular Breast Cancer Alliance has a website with lots of information for patients in particular. And we've translated everything into 21 languages.
Oh, wow.
So it's really a wonderful resource. We have a publication library. We have a list of all the open clinical trials testing lobular breast cancer. So we want people to be aware of lobular breast cancer, and we want people to be aware there are resources for them.
Yeah, you're building a wonderful community and a great need there. So thank you for joining us, and thank you, Laurie, for informing us a little bit more on your awareness campaign.
Sure, thank you.